Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to learn how to knit baby socks or baby boots, and I've done a video for this a while back. However, this I think it's even easier and faster, and we're going to learn how to knit it. And I have to say I've done this one in about 30 minutes, and that's including the stitching at the end, so they're quite fast. You do them one at a time. I guess you could do them two at a time with circular needles, but I haven't tried it. Maybe I will try that and I'll do another video for you to see. For this particular one, as you can see, this is how big they are. You can make them smaller or bigger, but this one I used this yarn. It's worsted sports weight yarn, and this is NETTE Wool of the Andes, and I have this color as well. This is what it looks like. I don't have the label for this one anymore, but Wool of the Andes, and this one is silver. This one is like a natural color. I don't remember the name of it, but it's kind of like a beigey. Obviously you would use any color you want for the boots that you want to knit, but I chose this one because it's a bit thicker and it's easy to see on camera and it's easy to see the stitches, so that's why I chose this one. So NETTE Wool of the Andes worsted weight, or you could use the sports weight, which is slightly thinner, but it's still kind of the same, so it's nice. This is Wool of the Andes Sport in Baltic Heather. I like this color as well. It would be nice for a baby boy, but again, I chose it for the camera. I chose this one for the camera. You could also use, and I love this yarn, it's Superfine Merino 4-ply by Rowan. It's thinner, so I would go down half a needle size with this one, and obviously the slipper sock is going to be a bit smaller, but this is so soft. This you could even put on your baby's foot without anything else on. I believe it's superwash. It doesn't say on it. I'm pretty sure it's superwash. Yeah, it doesn't say. Let's see. Yeah, you could wash it in a machine up to 40 degrees. So yeah, it is superwash. Do have a look on your label for the yarn that you're using, and it will tell you. But this is super soft. This is really nice. But for the purpose of the video, I'm going to demonstrate with this color and this yarn. So we're going to start with the cast on, and I'm using double pointed needles. You could use circular needles or even the straight long needles. I'm using double pointed. The stitcher will be a bit crowded, but for me it's so easy to use these ones. These are the short ones by Knit Pro, and they're 4mm. So you want to leave not a very long tail, because we're only going to cast on 31 stitches, and I usually cast on double. So hold the yarn like this, twist, reach through the loop and pull, and that's our first stitch. And then we're going to cast on 31, so we have one, so 30 more. And as you can see, I have a very long tail, which I'm going to cut off. otherwise I'm going to get it all mixed up with my working yarn. Okay, so we have 31 stitches here. I'm going to pull one of my needles out. Like this. And I'm going to start with a knit row. So I'm going to knit through all the stitches. This is kind of like the setup row. So knit all the way to the end. This is very easy. Then we're going to do some increases and then we're going to do some decreases and then we're going to do some ribbing, and then we're going to do some weaving in the ends, and it will be done. Okay, that's our first row. We turn our work and we're going to knit one. Okay, then we're going to make one, and the way we make one is we look at the loop in the middle, which is this one. Yeah, so I'm going to put it on my needle and I'm going to knit it through the front. That's make one. Yeah, then I'm going to knit 14. Okay, then I'm going to make one again. So pick up the loop, put it on my left needle and knit it through the front, and as you can see my work is quite tight. Okay, then I'm going to knit one and make another one. This represents the toe of our baby boot, so we need to do increases. Okay, then I'm going to knit 14. I think I missed one, because I'm supposed to end up with one at the end. Anyway, knit one, make one, and then we're going to have a knit one. So I'm going to knit those two together because I think I cast it on 32 by mistake. We shall see. The next row is knit through all stitches, and this is when I'm going to count and see if I'm right. Now we're going to do another row of increases. This is row number 4. So I'm going to knit 2. Then I'm going to make one, pick up the loop, put it on my needle. You could also pick up the loop and put it on like that and knit it through the back loop if you want. It's kind of the same. Then I'm going to knit 14 again. 14, make 1, then I'm going to knit 3, make 1, knit 14, make another one, and knit 2. Okay? We have 39 stitches now. Row 6, another increase row. We're going to start with knit 3, make 1, knit 14, make 1, knit 5, make 1, knit 14, and I'll have this all written in the description down below, as well as a PDF. I'm going to try to make a PDF for it as well, so you can download it if you want to follow along on paper. Make 1, knit 3. Okay. Turn our work and do one more row of increases. So we're going to knit 4, make 1, knit 14, make 1, knit 7, make 1, knit 14, make 1, and knit 4. So how I like to do is like hold, I don't know if you can see, hold the stitches on the needle with my pinky like this so they don't slip off. Now we're gonna do row number 9, knit through all stitches. See how I'm holding it? Like this. Okay, this is row number 9. So then we're going to continue working garter stitch for another, let's see, so we stop the creases here, so we're going to do garter stitch for 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So another 8 rounds of garter stitch, and then I'll see you when we're done. So I finished knitting the foot of the sock, and I'm going to show you what that means. Is this part, the garter stitch, and now we're ready to do this part and do the SSKs and knit 2 togethers in order to get to the cuff. Yeah, so this is the top of the foot that we're going to work on now, and then we're going to do the cuff. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to knit 19 stitches. So knit 19. Okay. Then I'm going to knit 8. So I've knitted 19, which is this side. Then I'm going to knit 8, which represents this side. So 1, 8. Okay, then I'm going to slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over, and turn my work. With yarn in the front, I'm going to slip the first stitch, then I'm going to purl 7, and I'm going to purl 2 together and turn my work. Okay, then I'm going to slip the first stitch with yarn in the back. I'm going to knit 7, I'm going to slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over. This is an SKP. Turn my work, slip the first stitch with yarn in the front, purl 7, and purl 2 stitches together. And you can see there's a gap in between. We purl 2 stitches together, then I'm going to turn my work. And we're going to continue doing this until we have 33 stitches on our needle all together. So you just have to keep on counting. So slip the first stitch, knit 7, slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over and turn. So you always start with the slip stitch, then you either purl 7 or knit 7. Now I'm going to purl 7, and on the purl side you end up with purl 2 together and turn. On the right side you do an SKP and turn, purl 2 together and turn. Yeah, slip 1, knit 7, slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over and turn my work. And as you can see, we can already see the toe of the boot, which is cute. Okay, slip the first stitch, purl 7, purl 2 together, turn our work, slip the first stitch, knit 7, slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over and turn. And then we're going to count our stitches to see how many we've got left. Slip the first stitch, purl 7, purl 2 together and turn. So let's count. So we have 4 more stitches to decrease. So slip the first stitch, knit 7, slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over, slip the first stitch, purl 7, purl 2 together, turn our work, slip 1, knit 7, slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over, turn our work, slip 1, purl 7, purl 2 together, okay, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 33. We have 33. And now we're going to do the end row. So slip 1, knit 7, slip 1 stitch, knit, pass the slip stitch over, okay, slip 1, purl 7, purl 2 together, and then we're gonna turn our work and knit all the way to the end. So slip 1 and knit all the way to the end. First we're going to knit 1 row, so just do a plain knitting, kind of like the setup row. And again, when you do this knit row, make sure you've got 31 stitches. If you have 32, you're not going to end up very good with the ribbing, because you have to have an odd number for the ribbing. So if you have 32 by mistake, just knit 2 together on this row, so you end up with 31 or 33 or 29, depending, you know, how big you want the sock to be. Okay, now we're going to do the ribbing, and that's just simple. We're going to knit 1 per 1 all the way to the end. Okay, then you want to turn your work and you want to knit the knit and purl the pearls, and you want to continue doing that for, I did here maybe a bit over an inch. You can make it as long as you want or as short as you want, and you want to bind off in a little bit of a stretchy bind off, and I'll show you how to do that once we're done with the ribbing. So keep going with the ribbing, and I'll see you when we're ready to bind off. So we finished with the ribbing, and there's one more thing that I want to show you, and that's the stretchy bind off. And this is how I usually work it. So knit the first stitch, purl the second, so we're gonna bind off in pattern. Then I'm gonna slip the first stitch over the second one. Okay, and this is the stretchy part. I'm gonna knit the next stitch, and then I'm gonna put my left needle through both stitches and knit them again together. Then I'm gonna purl 1, pass the stitch over, bind it off. Then when I do the knit stitch, I'm gonna knit them 2 together again. So purl, pass, knit, the 2 together. So it's still quite elasticated, so it doesn't fall off the baby's foot, but it's not like, because you know, kids' feet are quite chubby, so you don't want them too tight. And you can have the baby boot like this, or you could have it like this. Obviously you can make the cuff longer, and all I did was just stitch it all around until the end here. And this is fine for babies because they're not walking yet, so the stitch at the bottom is not gonna, you know, be uncomfortable for them. And because of the garter stitch, they're quite squishy, so they're quite soft. But yeah, this is the easiest that I could find baby boot, and he's so cute. And yeah, don't forget to check the description for row by row instructions, and hopefully soon I will have a printing pattern on Ravelry. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.